And once again, good evening, America. Welcome back to the Nascar Cheez Cup Series. Last time we went to Martinsville for the very first time under the lights, and Brock Lesnar took home his 6th win of the season. An absolutely phenomenal drive by that whole team this season. All season long by them guys. What an amazing run, but we cannot focus on that. This week we need to focus on what's going on here, which is, oh my goodness, it is Texas Motor Speedway back again, ready to kick ass. So, without further ado, let's take to the starting lineup of today's event. Starting in the pole will be Greg Biffle driving the 69 Carl's Jr. Dodge Charger. For Biff Enterprises alongside will be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Barry Gibb with a great start is going to start alongside Bernie Sanders. There's Donald Trump, who is going to start alongside Greg Graffin in the 43. And there's Phil Collins, a row of new paint schemes right here. Phil Collins in his brand new Henry's Hard Soda truck vehicle, Majigger. Great drinks. And Tails, who is going to be driving the Good Nights car. And it's going to be a good night, baby, good night, if you can get that car to victory lane. Another championship, just a wad of championship contenders right here. Corbin Forrester is next in line. Starting alongside him will be the 15 of Gibby Hayne. Trent Reznor is next in line and will start next to Justin Allgaier, who moves over to Biff Enterprises. More on that later. David Bowie is starting alongside race winner Jake from State Farm. And Sweet Tooth will start next to What If Racing. There is Jesus Christ himself driving a commemorative paint scheme to commemorate his first rookie year season. To finish out his final 4 races in his career, he will be driving the Budweiser number 88. Alongside him will be Winnie the Pooh. Barack Obama is next in line, starting next to Dale Earnhardt from 1970. Keanu Reeves is going to start next to last week's winner, Brock Lesnar. Tommy Joe Martins is going to start next to Rob Halford. Touch up to the Jeremy Mayfield paint scheme, as he is going to start alongside CM Punk. Next in line is Brad Pitt, starting next to race winner Rob Zombie. Another race winner in the form of Elvis Presley is going to start next to Vin Diesel. And Larry the Cable Guy will start next to Slim Shady. Mary Poppins is the next one in line. We'll start next to Bruce Willis. Richie Birkenhead is going to start next to Jack Black. Jack Black. John Popper is going to start next to Janet Jackson. And rounding out the field will be Benjamin Franklin and Aaron Carter. An interesting starting lineup for today's Texas Roadhouse 500 from Texas Motor Speedway. And God only knows what's going to happen this time around. I have tried recording this race 4 times. 2 times I completed it in its entirety. Will God shine his ever-loving glory upon my face in this race? Or will I have to do it a 5th fucking time? I'm going to go with the latter, but we're going to hope for the best in any case, as Greg Biffle is going to lead them down to the start. First pole for Greg Biffle this year. Biffle only running the final 10 races as he starts up his brand new team, Biff Enterprises. He and Arnold Schwarzenegger are going to bring this field to green. The Texas Roadhouse 500 is underway. Barry Gibb has a big run there already, and he's going to take over the 2nd position immediately from the one of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like he was standing still there. Barry Gibb is right behind the 69 car and might take a look into turn 3. He does. Barry Gibb with a move. And I guess shedding off the dead weight of his 2 brothers out of the car is going to help out Barry Gibb as he takes the lead just about. Oh, they're still side by side as they cross the line. And who's going to lead this lap? Oh! I think it was Barry Gibb that time by. The positionometer says that it was Barry Gibb leading the first lap, but Greg Biffle is going to battle back on the outside here. GB over BG. But he's still there. Barry Gibb ain't giving up this lead for anything. He leads. He's not leading. He's trying to, though. And this is a fun start to today's race. Still side by side as they head through these corners. But I think Greg Biffle's going to have him this time around. Greg Biffle leads that lap, but Bernie Sanders is going to give the push to that 20 car and might just clear the 69. He has not cleared the 69 all race. Looks like he has now, though. Barry Gibb, at long last, will take the lead, but I don't think it's going to last that long because here comes Bernie Sanders. Wow, the fluidity of this race. This isn't anything compared to the previous Texas race. Man, the last time I was here was a shit show. Please, God, let this race be the one that survives. Please. Bernie Sanders, for the first time since Michigan, is going to hold down the lead here. But Barry Gibbs right there. Don't speak too soon, Kamikaze, because here comes Barry Gibb again. And he's going to bring Donald Trump along with him. And there's some championship contenders making moves on Greg Biffle behind them. Barry Gibb trying to get back the lead from Bernie Sanders now. What a frickin' race we've had thus far in the Texas Roadhouse 500. We're not going to have time for commercial breaks if this is how the battle for the lead's going to be. And Greg Biffle's trying to come back and get back his lead. This is like a plate race right now. As Bernie Sanders is clear, but he's going to have the run on the outside! Barry Gibb had cleared that 6 car, and he will clear the 6 car now. But Bernie Sanders gave it his all to stay up there in the first position. Tails forced onto the upper lane in that Goodnight's truck vehicle. Too many frickin' series going on right now. It's a car, Kamikaze. It's a car. Yes. As Bernie Sanders leads them through the corners now. Barry Gibb may take a look into this one, though. Oh, yes, he does. Greg Biffle was taking a look underneath Donald Trump, but I think they'll both maintain their positions. No, Bernie Sanders falls off in turns 3 and 4, and Barry Gibb has the momentum. Will he clear when they cross the line? Yes, indeed. Barry Gibb takes back the lead from Bernie Sanders. So, your new leader with 6 laps complete. 6 of 67. Oops. This race is supposed to be 84 laps long. Oh well. Shorter, sweeter race this time around. This is not the Texas Roadhouse 500. This is Texas Roadhouse 400 now. As Donald Trump holds down the 2nd position now. He's going to try and take a look on Barry Gibb. Greg Biffle to 3rd. Corbin Forrester is up to the 4th position. He started pretty... well, not really, but he started pretty far back, all things considered. As right behind him is another championship contender in Phil Collins. Where in the world did Tails go? He's hung up on the outside trying to hang into the top 10. The only one missing here is Brock Lesnar, who sits in the 34th position, so it looks like he's going to have one of his uncharacteristically bad races immediately after winning Martinsville. So what a shame for that team. Let's head back up to the front. I just randomly picked Sweet Tooth. And Arnold Schwarzenegger with a move underneath that. Oh my goodness. Underneath that 14. As Barry Gibb is checked out. He just ran his best lap of the race as Donald Trump is being hounded by Greg Biffle and Corbin Forrester. They won't make a move this time around, but this is the battle for 2nd after a huge, never-ending battle for 1st, it seems. We'll take a look at this battle as we continue under NASCAR Nonstop. Thanks for joining us on the Kamikaze Game Sports Network. I really hope you see this race. I've tried recording this so many times. Please, please see this race, please.
My brother and I have always been really competitive. We used to fantasize about racing cars against each other. But since neither of us know how to race, that fantasy never really ended well.
And you were always by my side. What more could a guy care about? I'll keep you forever in my heart. Danica Patrick.
The Italian masterpiece. Chomp down on every slice. Perfection incarnate. Go ahead. Indulge yourself. Take another bite. You've earned this.
Where do the stars of Sega's Sonic and Knuckles go when the game's over?
Sonic? Are you guys in there?
No, they're at McDonald's, where Sonic launches with a push of a button, and Robotnik lives life on the edge. One with each $2.99 cheeseburger Happy Meal you buy.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Texas is presented by Equate Meal Replacement Drinks. Because nothing says a well-rounded meal like a chocolate milkshake. Welcome back to the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from, whatever the place this is. The Texas Roadhouse 400. Frickin', I'm getting texts immediately. Yeah, I don't care. There's a caution out and people are coming down pit road. That's basically what's going on right now. Barry Gibb is your leader right now. And he is holding it down over Donald Trump and Corbin Forrester at the moment. We'll take it to this camera angle so you can see the action as they come off of pit road. I am texting and I apologize. So Barry Gibb is going to come off of pit road first, and Corbin Forrester, oh, just about got Donald Trump for second place as they came off of pit road. I apologize for just that dead air. I had to text my goddamn mother as Sweet Tooth takes over the 4th position. 5th is Phil Collins. 6th is Justin Allgaier, Keanu Reeves, and conglomeration here. Tails sits about 10th, probably 12th in all honesty, but we'll send it back up front here. And let's catch up to the pace car and see exactly what it was that brought out the caution for the first time today in the Texas Roadhouse 400 from Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah, I tried doing the sponsor, the Equate sponsor. I tried doing that 4 times, and I've done it every single time I've tried making this race. So you'd think I'd be able to do it by now, but no, it took me 20 minutes to figure that out. What happened to bring out the caution? Please tell me. Ah, that's what happened to bring out the caution. I see. The final cars on the track, Rob Zombie, a race winner, and Slim Shady, who's probably losing his ride at the end of this year, come together. But not in the manner that the Beatles would have, as they hit the wall, and Rob Zombie comes to a stop. Looks like he's able to keep it going, though, so he might be able to finish out this race, but I don't think that matters, because Rob Zombie is terrible, and he should never have won Kansas. He sucks ass in this game. I don't know why he won Kansas. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hate those fuel mileage races, man. Can't stand them. So, when we come around to green, it's going to be Barry Gibb in the 1st position. Donald Trump is 2nd. 3rd will be Corbin Forrester. 4th is Sweet Tooth. Phil Collins rounds out the top 5, and right behind is Greg Biffle. A whole bunch of Biff Enterprise strength up in the top 10 right now. As Tails rounds out the top 10, there is Jesus Christ himself. And the final Biff Enterprises drivers in 14th, so Biff Enterprise is already a really strong organization immediately as they begin to exist. Amazing showing for those Dodges thus far, but it's an even more amazing showing for Barry Gibb, who will come down and bring them back to green in the Texas Roadhouse 400. Ooh, he does not have a good start there. Trump is already taking a look on the outside. But he will fall back, and Barry Gibb will maintain his spot. Phil Collins already trying to take a look underneath the 96. He will actually bring the 96 along with him as he goes underneath the 24 car. And this is your battle for 2nd now, as the 96 tries to take it over from the 31. Phil Collins tucked up right behind the 96 car now. Ooh! Action as they head into that turn. But Barry Gibb, lost in all this, is your leader still. Let's drop back, and Justin Allgaier is way slow, coming through that corner. No, I don't care. Fucking phone. Go away. Tails is moving up underneath Keanu Reeves, trying to get back into this championship conversation here. And, yeah. I'm completely lost now. Tails is trying to take over that position, but falling back now is the 20, the 96, as the 20 continues to lead. Phil Collins up to 2nd. Outside of the top 5 now is the Sweet Tooth car. Trying to come underneath with Corbin Forrester is Justin Allgaier. They're really tightly knit through all these corners here. Can Sweet Tooth hold off? Wow, they're trying to go 3 wide through that corner here. Tails trying to get everything that he can. Everyone trying to take every inch of this racetrack that they can coming through this race. Sweet Tooth is way slow now, as Phil Collins is trying to challenge our leader, Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb driving with his own name on the front of the car here, side on the side there, signifying the pay driver of Jake from State Farm, who gets a win at California, and Oral-B on the back. Barry Gibb, all sorts of sponsified up, I'll tell you that much. As Justin Allgaier is going to try and take the position from Donald Trump now. I don't even remember who sat on the pole. I think it was Barry Gibb. So the pole sitter's curse is still lingering out there. Could very well change the complexity of today's event. And three championship contenders are up in the top 6 right now. Corbin Forrester falling outside now. The biggest question is what happened to Brock Lesnar. Where is he at in all of this? He sits in 29th, so he's better than he was, but it's still pretty awful. Let's head back up front until we find Sweet Tooth. He's already making his way past Corbin Forrester again. Tails has moved up into the 4th position, past the 31 now, as Greg Biffles battles side by side with longtime championship leader, but now in the 3rd position, Corbin Forrester. They're still side by side here, not giving it an inch, as they head down the backstretch. Phil Collins is closed back in on our leader. We'll see if he has anything for him as they come out of the turn 4. Barry Gibb has the momentum, and he will most certainly lead this lap as we begin lap 23 of 67. Closing in on halfway. There shouldn't be any crummy immediately as the race is ending pit stops. They should come down one more time at about, I want to say, lap 45. I'd say is when they'll come down. But Barry Gibb remains your leader as Phil Collins is closing in hard. Barry Gibb hasn't had a great season. Back when it was just the Bee Gees in that car, now it's down to 1. Which is an album by the Bee Gees, by the way. Barry Gibb now holding his own. And it looks like he's always had a lot of power under that hood, and it was just the extra weight of Robin and Maurice holding down that car. Wasn't exactly a smart decision to have 3 different people inside of a race car at the same time when you were trying to win a competition such as the Cheez Cup Series. But Barry Gibb is your leader now, and he's holding off Phil Collins pretty well, all things considered. Haven't seen much of this driver this year, so we're seeing a lot of his attributes right now. Tails is up to the 3rd position now as they continue to battle for several positions here. Justin Allgaier trying to close in on our lead as well. He'll probably take a look into turn 3 as they head into turn 3. Justin Allgaier is there, but will Tails have the momentum on the outside? He took that corner pretty wide, but he will maintain the position. But this is your battle for the lead. Phil Collins in his brand new Henry's Hard Soda and Safeway car. A good looking machine, if you ask me. It looks like a throwback scheme. If I could go back and change it, I'd change the red into a gray ghost kind of color, you know. I think that would be a little bit more fitting, but you know what? It's okay. It's a good paint scheme. It's a good paint scheme. But Barry Gibb is holding off our championship. Well, if the race were to end now, I'm sure he'd take the championship lead once again. That Phil Collins, number 14, has been strong all year. And he closes in turns 1 and 2. Turns 1 and 2 is a vital part of this racetrack, and Barry Gibb did not get everything out of it. Phil Collins is going to take a look. He dives into turn 3, side by side. Barry Gibb trying to hold off the hard-charging Phil Collins. They'll be side by side when they cross the line here. Barry Gibb will have the momentum on the outside. Ooh, or will he? Yes, he will. Maintaining the lead is Barry Gibb. Let's jump back quick and see how the rest of our drivers are faring. Tails has started to pull away from the 96. 12 cars there. There's the 31. Corbin Forrester is to the 8th position now. But back up front, Phil Collins is trying to take the lead back again. But he just can't do it. The 20 is just too strong right here as he is falling way back now. The 14 dropping and the 20 continuing to steamroll ahead. The 19 of Tails, on the other hand, another fast Barry Gibbs organization racing car trying to close in on a lead. It's a 31.8 that time by compared to a 32 flat and a 31.7. It was just a poor lap by Phil Collins there. Justin Allgaier maintaining the 4th position. Sweet Tooth back to 5th. And let's take another look at Brock Lesnar, who's in the 20th position, so he's working his way back up. But it's still a long road ahead for that 48. Back up front, though, it is Barry Gibb and Phil Collins pacing the field. When we come back, we'll have another set of green flag or caution, who knows, pit stops to close out the Texas Roadhouse 400. We'll see how it goes. This is the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you get long-term payments but you need cash now,
call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now. 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. Call now.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Texas is presented by Hershey's. We heard what you said about us last time, Mars, and we've only got one thing to say to you. We've got cookies and cream, bitch.
Side by side for the lead, Barry Gibb is being challenged by Phil Collins in the Texas Roadhouse 400. They're going to be side by side at the line. Who's going to lead this lap? Whoa, it's going to be close. It's going to be Phil Collins at the line, taking over that position from Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb has led not quite every lap thus far, but he has led from the pole. But he's going to carry the momentum down the backstretch here. Coming out of turn 2, he has got a lot of speed in that 20 car. And you are not going to be able to hold down this number 20 once we get down to the final stages of today's event. We're closing in on halfway. I think we actually just passed halfway in today's event, as Phil Collins has taken over the lead from Barry Gibb. Back to third, it is Tails. Justin Allgaier and Bernie Sanders now battling side by side for the 4th position. Sweet Tooth rounds out the top 6. A bit farther back, there's Mary Poppins having a pretty good day in the 10th position. She hasn't had a great season ever since not getting a lot of top 10s like she was at the start of this season. Greg Graffin is 8th. Good shit, man. Good shit. So, Phil Collins will take over the lead for now, but pit stops should be coming within the next 10 laps, and that could very well change everything. A 32 flat that time by compared to a 32.5 by Tails, and a, god damn it, 32.1 by Barry Gibb. We'll see who has the advantage through this corner. It looks like they're pretty even as they come through turns 1 and 2. Barry Gibb's starting to fall off a bit now, as he used up his car too early in today's event. Phil Collins leads now in that Henry Weinhard's Hard Soda 14. So let's check up on Brock Lesnar. He's the only one that we're really that concerned about at the moment. And he's up to the 16th position, fighting with Bruce Willis for 15th. Bruce Willis having a great day in 15th. An uncharacteristically good day for Bruce Willis. Allgaier has fallen out of the top 3, 4, 5 again, as he is passed by both Bernie Sanders and Sweet Tooth. Tails just can't track down his boss or Phil Collins at this point, as these guys are slowing way down. Maybe I spoke too soon when it came to tracking down our leaders. There goes the 32.4, 32.4, and a 32.3, so our top 3 running identical lap times at the moment. I forgot where Corbin Forrester is. He is out of the race, apparently. Well, this throws a monkey wrench into the equation. Corbin Forrester is apparently off track. No idea what caused that. He was up in the top 10 battling for position in the front of the field. And now he's suddenly outside of the top 39 and dead last. Because I don't know. We'll have to take a look at, this here. It was a piston. Goodness gravy. The Piston Cup strikes again. Well, in any case, Phil Collins continues to lead. But pit stops are closing in. There is your battle for third right now at the moment. This has been a pretty fluid battle for the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. But Justin Allgaier is really falling off now as Bernie Sanders starts to close in on 96's car again. Trump has fallen way outside now after he was starting off with a good run. As Brock Lesnar has fallen off from the 34 now. There's Jesus Christ himself. This is his final 4 races as a NASCAR Cheez Cup Series driver. Anyone else out of any value here? Not exactly. But there's your full run through of the field there. Coming down to the final laps of today's event. Well, not really. There's still like over 25 left, so. As Barry Gibb tries his best to get through turns 1 and 3 with speed, and it looks like he does. I don't know if he'll be able to make it into turn 3 and make a move on the 14, but he will be right there to try and mess him up and arrow push that 14 out of the way by chance. But he will fall off through turns 3 and 4, and Phil Collins will have the advantage when they come to the line. So, Phil Collins continues to lead. He is trying to get back his points lead from Brock Lesnar, who took it over last week after winning at Martinsville. Yeah. And that's about the extent of the story. Brock Lesnar got his 6th win of the year last week. Phil Collins looking for his 4th. By no means a slouch is this number 14 team. As they roll around the racing surface, Barry Gibb continues to fall back, a 33 flat compared to a 32.6. Tails, on the other hand, has a 32.8. 32.7 for Bernie Sanders. If these drivers work together instead of battling side by side at all times, they might be able to catch our leaders. But we'll just let them figure that out on their own. Barry Gibb continues to fall. He's going to have to rely on a good pit stop to get back up to that 14 now. As we roll around in the Texas Roadhouse 400 from Texas. NASCAR Cheez Cup Series. So they should be going down pit road anytime now. That's the only reason I'm not going to commercials again. No one's down pit road, it seems, so yeah, we'll just ignore I said anything. A 32.9 that time by compared to a 33 flat, a 32.9, 33.3. Goodness gravy. Goodness gravy. So much identicalness in the top running order of this field here. Phil Collins will cross the line once more. He will get a 32.8. Barry Gibbs gets a 32.7. That's a pretty good lap. A 33.1, 32.9, 33.1. So, this paint scheme definitely not as good as the Pampers one. I don't even think Good Nights are a subset of Pampers, so fuck me. But, if this was a night race, it probably would have been good to have this paint scheme. But you know what? I tried a night race at Texas with the Texas Freddie and Sean 2014, I want to say. And it was a complete shit show, so I didn't want to try that again. And I think Barry Gibbs has gone down pit road. He is not in between the 19 and 20 or 19 and 14 now. And yes, indeed, Barry Gibbs is the first one to peel down pit road, and this could be the race-winning move. Because as we've seen at Texas in years past, compared to Phil Collins' best lap time, he ran nearly 2 seconds off that pace last time by, as Barry Gibbs continues to get his pit road service, as I think I see Phil Collins coming in now. Out of pit road comes the 20. We'll see where he shakes out once they get back around. It's going to be 1 lap difference between the 20 and the 14, and it could make the difference between who wins this race. Phil Collins is down pit road now, but the pole sitter's cursed. Don't forget about that. Slotting in right behind the 14 is the 19. Here comes Greg Biffle. Wait. Oh, Greg Biffle was the pole sitter. Never mind. Disregard the pole sitter's curse. Barry Gibb is not affected by it. Sorry for getting your hopes up, folks. Yeah, whatever. Phil Collins comes out of pit road now. Where is Barry Gibb? He is, I think, right there. So let's take to the TV1 camera, and Bruce Willis could make all the difference here. Slow-ass number 34 could be holding up Barry Gibb as Phil Collins comes out of pit road with nothing in front of him. And I do believe the 34 is being a fucking blocking bitch and ruining Barry Gibb's chance to make this a competitive finish. And yes, indeed, the fucking 34. The fucking 34, man. So the 1 lap advantage that the 20 car had is completely negated. There's Brock Lesnar down pit road. Many more down pit road. So the advantage is virtually unchanged here for Phil Collins, who continues to lead in the Texas Roadhouse 400. We'll see where everyone else is shaken up at now. Tails is, well, you know what? We don't actually know. We can't find out until there. Until the positionometer shakes itself back out again. So we'll see here. They shouldn't have to go back down pit road again, so there shouldn't be a shit show to conclude today's event. But you never know. There's Phil Collins in first. Second is Barry Gibb. Third is still Tails. And fourth will be Bernie Sanders, Sweet Tooth, and Justin Allgaier battle for the final spot in the top 5. Mary Poppins is 7th, and Greg Biffle is 8th. 9th will be Keanu Reeves, and there is the battle for 10th. And Brock Lesnar is looking to appear. He has gotten back up into the groove here. He is going to try and break into the top 10, and that's a great way to get through here. He was back in the 30s to start out this race, so a great rally for this 48 car, but it's not going to help him in the points because Phil Collins is dominating today's race. A 31.5 versus a 31.3. So Barry Gibb definitely is going faster at the moment, but who knows if it will actually make a difference, as we will take you to our final NASCAR Nonstop commercial break from Texas. This is the Texas Roadhouse 400. We'll see if it can finish without everything blowing up in our faces. A 31.3 that time by for Phil Collins and a 31.2 for Barry Gibb. This race ain't over yet.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Texas is presented by... Oh, I don't fucking know. We're running out of sponsors here.
Welcome back to the Texas Roadhouse 400 from Texas! Oh my goodness, Phil Collins! I don't even know what's going on, but he just lost the lead. I think it like blew an engine or something immediately as we came back from NASCAR Nonstop commercial break. Barry Gibb has retaken the lead as Phil Collins has some struggles for whatever reason here. He is still down on the apron. He's maintaining about a 90-mile-per-hour pace. I'm going to say that he doesn't have any smoke coming off of him, so it might not be an engine-related thing. He might have a rear tire down or something. He's picking up his pace again. They might not have gotten this thing fully refueled when they came down pit road, and he's going to merge back up into Tommy Joe Martin's, but he's going down pit road. I don't know why he tried to merge there, but this is going to turn upside down the whole championship order again. Phil Collins looked like he was about to take his 4th win of the year and get back into the championship lead, and I don't know what happened, but he's down pit road. Barry Gibb is back to the lead now. Second is Tails with a 31.1 compared to Barry Gibb's 31.7. So the 19 is closing in. It's going to be boss versus championship contender at this point. Bernie Sanders to the 3rd position. 4th is Sweet Tooth. Justin Allgaier 5th. Mary Poppins up to the 6th position. Greg Biffle 7th. Keanu Reeves 8th. What If Racing up to the 9th position, but he is being challenged by Brock Lesnar, who has rallied back from an awful race. Sorry. Yeah, this is completely changed the entire complexion of today's race. Tails ran a slower time that time by, as we are 10 laps, 9.5 to go on the track. And Barry Gibb has just fallen back into the lead after Phil Collins. Something happened to that 14. We'll see if he's back on track yet. And yes, indeed he is. He is 39th, and he joins Corbin Forrester outside of the top 38. After Corbin Forrester ate the Piston Cup. And I guess something happened to the 14. I just absolutely have no idea what keeps happening to the leaders of these races. Being the leader is the worst possible thing that could happen to you in a Cheez Cup Series race if it is not the last lap, as we have plainly seen so many times this season. I have no idea what causes this. It's just the sporadic nature of this game, I guess, as Barry Gibb continues to lead. Tails is second. Bernie Sanders is third. That time by was a 31.8 by Barry Gibb. And a 32 flat for Tails, though. So he is definitely not closing in by any stretch of the imagination. And Barry Gibbs may very well get his first win for his organization. Barry Gibb holding it down. And I guess the dead weight of his dead brothers was really holding him back as he is leading here in Texas. A great run for this team, as well as his other, because he's the team owner of the team, and his other driver is in second right now, who's contending for the championship. And I guess the question is, would Barry Gibb drop back and yield maximum points to his team-owned car? It was a whole half second slower than Tails that time around. This time around, he has a 32.1 compared to a 31.9. So Tails slowed way down that time by, but he's still faster than Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb is coming out of turn 2 now, and Tails is coming through turn 2. So there's definitely a bit of a distance between our leader and second place. But that deficit could change entirely here. It looks a lot bigger on the spectator cam, though. And there's still plenty of time for this race to play out, as the shortened distance by accident could play very well into Barry Gibb's favor today. 400 miles instead of 500 miles. Well, technically it's only like a fifth of that. So more like one fifth of 500. So it's 100 miles. This race is 100 miles long. But Barry Gibbs is your leader. Second place is Tails, coming across the line with a 32 flat compared to a 32.2. So he's still faster than Barry Gibb. But it's just not going to be enough time. That's too much of a distance to make up, and Barry Gibb could very well become the 15th different winner this season. An amazing Cheez Cup Series season we've had. Barry Gibbs driving for his own organization. Was thinking of hanging up the helmet to give his ride to a younger driver, as he was going to try and maybe shift Jake from State Farm and Slim Shady out of their cars for young up-and-coming talent in the lower ranks. But he has a technical alliance with Furniture Fro Racing. Furniture Foe. It's Furniture Foe, people. And that comprises of the 78 and the 41. The 41 has a technical alliance with Furniture Foe, who has a technical alliance with Barry Gibb. So the 78 and 41 are basically the same team. And the 15 and 55 of Terrible Terry's team. Terrible Terry, as we all know, took over Michael Waltrip Racing at gunpoint from Michael Waltrip. Terrible Terry, the well-known gangsta in Chicago, took over the Michael Waltrip Racing team along with associate Rob Kaufman. And Terrible Terry had to go to prison because he's a criminal. So assets of that team went over to Furniture Foe. So Furniture Foe now a 4-team organization. As the Credit One Bank white flag lap has begun for Barry Gibb. 32.4 that time by compared to a 32.1 by Tails. But I think Barry Gibb can just coast his way around the track now. And after an amazing season for his team, but not really for him, Barry Gibb is going to come out of turn number 4 in the wacky and unusual Texas Roadhouse 400 to take home his first win of the year. Barry Gibb wins at Texas. Tails takes the second place finish, which is going to be vital in the points, and he's going to gain a lot on Corbin Forrester and Phil Collins. Brock Lesnar charges back to a 12th place finish. Justin Allgaier ends up in the 6th position. If you care, Jesus Christ himself in his final race at Texas takes home 21st. But this is indeed the biggest news of the day. Phil Collins 39th, Corbin Forrester 40th. This changes everything. Well, thanks for joining us on the Kamikaze Games Sports Network, our 15th different winner this year. What a series that we have on the Kamikaze Games Sports Network, the Cheez It Cup Series. Next week, we'll take to our final road course race of the year, and you won't even have to go far away from Texas to find it. It is Circuit of the Americas. Eddie Gossage can stick it up his ass. We're going to COTA. But in any case today, in the Texas Roadhouse 400, Barry Gibb is your big winner. And this has been Announcer Kamikaze signing off. Thanks for joining us. I hope to God you actually see this. I swear to fuck, I've recorded this 3 times. This is the 4th full time that I've recorded this, and if you don't see it, I might actually have to find a therapist because I'm going to have to kill somebody. In any case, thank you all so much for joining us, and this has been the Texas Roadhouse 400 Kamikaze Games Sports Network signing off. I'm leaving, I swear. Goodbye.